45 minutes. 45 minutes is all the time that you need to plan out your videos for the month of March, okay? So we all know that we're coming up. Tomorrow will be March 1st, and that it's a new month, right? And so we want to make sure that we are very, strategic about our plan when we're on YouTube, because the most successful YouTubers have a plan, right? And they post starting out pretty much so much as they can, okay? So for the month of March, we want to try to post at least every single day, right? I know you're like, girl, what? At least every single day, okay? Now, we already had our conversation about watch time and being realistic on YouTube, and we know that the average person's watch span is about 5 to 10 seconds, okay? Because social media has made it so hard for people to pay attention. It's already trickling down into the classroom, right? As a school teacher, we have a very hard time trying to get students to pay attention or just want to be engaged with an assignment, because you can't expose to them to things very quick, because most of the stuff that we're teaching is longevity. Like, you're going to need to know how to read and annotate text, all right, in college or so forth. It just depends, okay? So in this video, we're going to talk about how to plan out our content, and just different things you want to try to do, okay, before we get ready for the month of March, which will be here tomorrow before we know it, okay? I'm kind of excited because if you don't know, your girl has been doing her thing on TikTok since I've gotten back over there, and it's been a fun time, okay? So if you haven't seen my TikTok, go ahead and click over there and just kind of see what it's like on my TikTok page and my different how I am, like as far as over here, the vibe is different over here versus on TikTok. It's kind of strange. Okay, so to get into what this video is for today, okay, so when you get ready to plan out your content as far as in for the month of March, you want to just decide, like, okay, what kind of videos do I want to make for the month of March, okay? Now, here's the easy thing. You can make the same type of video over and over again, all right? So you're like, what that mean? Okay, so in my videos right now, I literally be talking about my experiences on YouTube, okay? I realized, like, a lot of people are resonating with understanding the dynamics of how hard it really is on YouTube. I talk about my journey because I feel like it's important for everybody to understand, and I like to be realistic about my journey, okay? So, and you can do the same about your experience and how your journey is on YouTube, okay? You can make that into a series, okay? It's just so easy to do, all right? As far as it taking day by day, you can also just create content that's going to be in a series for the whole month. It's so easier to do it this way, okay? So let's just say, you got a big trip coming up or whatever it is, and you're planning for that. You can talk about how you're planning for it, or you can just pretty much video your whole entire day, all right, and upload it day by day, okay? It's just so much easier to do it that way, okay? Let me tell you another thing. Don't really think about all the editing and stuff like that. Like, if you have to like merge, of course, all your videos and clips together, that's fine. I mean, you have to do that. That's simple editing. But as far as putting words on the screen and stuff like that, you can do that. I feel like that's the least you can do. Put your clips together, put words on the screen. And if you, depending on what it is, like what type of content it is, put a little music behind the scene as far as in what you're doing, and then call it a day, right? And just make that content for you, okay? It's easier. Now, think about the series. Like, what do you want to do? Okay, make it simple. Can I do this? And it doesn't even have to be for the whole 30 days. It can be the first week, it's something else. The second week, it's something else, but it's the same topic for that week, okay? And then by the time you get to the end of the month, you have all these different things you did for the month of March that you can go back and reflect on. Because honestly, if you think about it, YouTube is like your digital diary of your life, what you want to expose on that side, and things you can go back and watch and be like, oh my God, I really grew since then, right? If you have a business, right? I feel like people who are business owners or entrepreneurs is the best way to get on YouTube, because you can expose the world to what you're doing, and you can document your day by day of what it's like to run a business, what it's like to be a school teacher, what it's like, whatever it is, okay? You make it to be what you want it to be, okay? If that makes sense. Don't let anybody else like define that, okay? If you think it's cool, then do it, all right? That's that. Plan it out, okay? Now, you're probably like, well, how can I do this, okay? The second thing I say is I like to use AI, okay? I love ChatGPT, okay? As a school teacher, they have implemented ChatGPT, but except it's a different version for school teachers for us to implement and use for us to help our jobs easier. And I've been implementing ChatGPT as much as possible because it does help, okay? So use ChatGPT to your advantage. How can you do that, okay? So if you say, hey, these are my list of ideas that I want to do for the month of March, okay? Can you give me some ideas to make this great as far as putting it in a video, okay? Or whatever you want to do it. Tell ChatGPT your mindset and allow it to show you what it can do. And then you can go in and manipulate it and say, hey, can you change this to that? Yada, yada, yada. Okay. And then for planning purposes, get you a calendar, digital, or you can just go on your notes and say, day one, I'm going to do this. Day two, I'm going to do this. Plan it out so that you know what you're doing the day before. And I like to just talk regularly. I don't really do a script. I'm an English teacher, so I can talk all day. So just kind of plan out exactly to the T, like how you want it to go, and go from there. But be natural. Don't make it seem like robotic or anything like that. Just be your natural self, okay? There's no point of trying to pretend to be something that you're not when half of social media is pretending to be something that they're not, okay? Just do you, okay? Being yourself will take you a long way, okay? You don't have to study on being yourself. You already know who you are, okay? Okay, the third thing, when it comes to planning out your content, you know what you're going to do and you know how it's going to look, okay? Now you want to decide, like, okay, this is what I want to do, but what kind of title will fit very, very good with this, right? Because I want my YouTube audience, or my family members, I like to call everyone my family members, okay, to want to click on the video and watch it, okay? That's what you want. You want them to watch the video, okay? So you got to have a great title. And I really, really think that YouTube runs on titles, okay? Because a last video I dropped is doing very, very well, and I feel like it's because of the title, okay? And I've been playing around with YouTube for a while. Like I said, since this is we're going into the third or fourth month, yeah, December, January, February, yeah, March, okay? And I really learned. A lot of people say, hey, it's the title, it's the title, it's the title, it's the title. I really think it's the title, okay? Now, the one thing I can say about ChatGPT, they don't do well with titles, okay? So you have to kind of play around with the titles yourself and see which title would work, okay? I have created so many videos to where I would create the video and I would play with the title only just to see what I would get. And after a while, when I see like, oh my God, after I let it sit for a day or two and I start seeing like I'm getting a ton of views and things like that, it's the title. Because I would change the thumbnail, which is my next point, several times, but I got to the point to where I really don't think it's the thumbnail per se. I really think it's the title, okay? I think your thumbnail doesn't have to really be like all fancy or whatever. Literally just, most of my thumbnails are a picture of me. Now I do have some where I am like being extra or whatever, but as you can see, that was as me, like I'm learning my journey on YouTube and going off what other people were telling me. Versus the best experience is your experience, right? For you to decide what works for you, because everybody's YouTube channel works differently, if that makes any kind of sense, okay? So for me, I realized just doing a regular picture of me at this current time, and then I will put like a few words on the screen with an image, and I let it be, and it does well. But I think it's also the title, okay? So think about some great titles. I would say per video that you make, okay, try to write down about a good 3 to 4 titles. All right, I'm gonna do a video on titles sometime this month, or coming up for March, so that you can really understand the dynamics of how it works. I'm still doing some studying myself. I think I understand it to the T, but before I teach it, I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Okay, you're gonna be like, well, Kay, you told me yada 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 and it ain't working. So before I dish that video out, I have to do some more trial and error for you guys, okay? So that you can go along and do the exact same thing, because we're all trying to build ourselves on YouTube, right? And I don't need to necessarily think it's for the monetization. I just think because it's like if we're all on here, we're all trying to strive to be our best, right? And so the biggest thing that we all can do to hold each other's hand is never give up and motivate each other to keep going, because that's important, right? Yeah. Okay, so you have all of that. You're going to make sure you work on your titles with ChatGPT and all those good things, okay? So then you go ahead and you put your footage out. You make sure you put captions. Make sure you do a great title. Make sure the audio was clear. And of course, however you decide to do it, okay? Post it. Now, your title, and then a good description, okay, of what your video is about. In the descriptions, you want to make sure that you link other videos for your audience to go to. Now, I don't know if I've been following their dynamic, and I don't know if other people are clicking my videos, because I really haven't looked at the analytics from seeing them click on other things. But you can add an end screen, which is for them to go to another video after they watch that video. But sometimes I realize, like in the world today, a lot of people are not doing that. They'll go and watch the video that they wanted to watch and move on to something else, okay? So the best thing you can do for your audience, if you don't do anything else, is to create a playlist, all right, of all your videos as you're building your channel. and categorize them accordingly. Okay, so I have 3 categories. I have how to make money, how to YouTube, and just me being me. Those are my 3 categories. Okay, and so you can click over there and you can see all the different things that I'm talking about on my channel, and then it goes from there. And occasionally as I grow, it may change. Okay, so what I do want to tell you though is that just understand, like, being on YouTube is not easy. Okay, so do not get discouraged when you see all these YouTubers that say, oh, they just got here and they already got to like 10,000 or 11,000 or however many thousand subscribers. A lot of times those people have other channels connected to other things, and they're telling their people, hey, go over here, go over there. Or sometimes people just get curious and they just go and subscribe to their YouTube channel from their other channels, TikTok, Instagram, whatever other things they may have. So don't get discouraged about that. Focus on you, what you're doing, right? Make goals, right? So if your goal is to say, hey, I want to get 100 subscribers by the end of the month, or I want to have XYZ subscribers by the end of the month, have that goal. Okay, my goal is for the month of March. I want to reach 500 subscribers by the end of March. I think I can do it. Okay, I'm almost at 400, so I think by the end of March or close to March, at the end of March, I will be at 500 subscribers, and we're going to celebrate, okay, when I get there. And then, of course, after that, my next goal or strive would be to get to 1,000 subscribers. But let me tell you something. The subscription or the subscriber part is not really something that I'm running for, okay? I don't think none of us really are. I'm running for the monetization just to see. But what you have to understand is, even if we were to get monetized and our channels are not doing that great, it really wouldn't matter, because the biggest thing out of anything is to build a community, okay? And that's what people are missing. You have to build a community, and you have to find your target audience who want to connect with you and watch your videos. When you build that audience, and as your channel grows and as your audience finds you, because you can't go out and find your audience. Finding your audience for you is making your videos, okay? I currently feel like, just recently on my last 2 videos, that I have been finding my audience, and I want to say thank you to everybody who's been subscribing to me. I really appreciate it. I feel like I'm slowly finding my audience and my flow on YouTube, and I am excited about it, but I'm just going to continue to take my time to continue to push out my videos, and hopefully these help my audience grow on YouTube, because I really want this channel to be about how to grow and just being realistic with growing on YouTube. And we're going to grow together, okay? And we're not going to cry, we're not going to whine, we're going to grow. On days you're going to wake up, you're going to look at your analytics, it's not going to be what you want to be, but it's not going to be every single day, okay? Because as you work on your channel, you will see the differences, but you have to put in the work, okay? Like, you know, growing a tree or growing a plant, you have to do all these components for it to grow and to work. And if you're not doing anything, you can't expect anything if you're not doing anything, okay? All right, if that makes any kind of sense, okay? So make sure you do all those components, okay, when it comes to working on your channel. And we're going to do this thing together, okay? I don't know, document your journey. All right, how many subscribers are you getting this day, that day, and so forth, but we can do this, okay? So if you stayed this long, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And I love commenting back in the comments. Your girl is not that girl. I love talking and having conversation, because as you can see, I talk a lot. Okay, but I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day, and go plan for March. It is almost here tomorrow, okay? Toodles.